Now let's speak to Dr. Rontgene Solante. Dr. Solante, welcome also to The Source. Let me already ask my first question. I'm a little surprised with this Omicron because from what I remember, it was first reported in November 24. Tapos sir, biglang November 26, bigla po siyang naging variant of concern. Dapat ho meron pang variant of interest. Why was it so fast that it became such a concern immediately?
Yeah, because I think, Pinky, the data was so strong. Based on the laboratory test, there really was several mutations. And it was so alarming because 30 of those mutations are in the spike protein. And we know that the spike protein is the one that's really crucial in terms of transmissibility because it's the part that attaches the virus to our host cell. So I think that's driven by that particular information. And also, of course, the data from South Africa, wherein initially they only had 50% of those that were sequenced. And then after 2 or 3 days, it went up as high as most of those positive are already with the Omicron variant of concern.
Dr. Solante, can you, in layman's term, explain this to us? Because you are definitely correct. Nabasa ko nga po yun. Kasi sabi dati yung Delta daw had 9 changes since the original virus. And then this Omicron actually apparently or reportedly has 50 changes and 30 changes in the spike protein itself, which you had just mentioned. Can you just explain to us in layman's terms yung paano ba to, what is the spike protein and how it actually enters the body?
Okay, the spike protein is the part of the virus that specifically attached to our host cells, no? Yung cells ng katawan natin. So siya yung unang masasalubong ng immune system natin. Now, because of that mutation, our antibody that's supposed to be working against the virus may also decrease in terms of recognizing that spike protein. So ang mangyari niyan, hindi niya masyadong na-recognize. So the virus can easily enter into our host cell. And that's the reason why with more viruses entering into our cells because of that major several mutations in the part of the virus that touches our cells, then it can be facilitated early entry, more entry of the virus, and that makes it highly transmissible.
Ibig sabihin, Doc Solante, dahil sa dami ng changes nung kanyang spike, pagpasok po sa ating katawan, dahil sa dami at kakaiba, hindi po nare-recognize ng katawan natin. Because if the body recognizes it, it is able to fight it off. I guess would that be correct?
Yes, correct. No, because our body, we also produce an antibody against any of the viruses. No, that's basic. But our body cannot anymore. If it can recognize, it may be reduced. So
okay,
madali na siyang makapasok.
So what are the facts on its behavior, this Omicron, and its transmissibility?
For now, there are really very low data, less data yet, no? Very small data on the implications doon sa transmissibility and ability to affect our vaccines. Kasi nga, bago pa siya, wala pa tayong masyadong nakikitang data coming from countries na kung saan to, especially for South Africa. No? So we need to monitor this. Although nakikita na doon sa mga mutations na to na meron siyang kahawig doon sa mga variants of concern before like Alpha and Delta. And we know these variants of concern before are really the ones causing increase in the cases. So we need to monitor kung itong nakitang mga mutations, kagaya ng ibang variants of concern, will actually be realized doon sa mga natamaan kung talagang mas mabilis silang makahawa or hindi or mababawasan ang mga bakuna.
Yeah, so that's actually what I wanted to find out. What kind of study, if any, are there? I know napakabago po nito on the efficacy of the vaccines.
Yes, that's something that we have to monitor muna ngayon, Pinky, no? And we will be dependent on the data coming from those countries where this virus is already reported. No, but again, just the same, we should not be complacent also with our health protocols. Na kung wala namang data, okay lang tayo, no? That should not be our our behavior at this point in time, no? And in fact, we should maintain all the protocols that we have implemented with Delta before bago to makapasok dito sa bansa natin.
But what do you know, Doc Solante, if you are able to give a siguro categorical answer on this, is it worse than Delta?
If you have a virus that's more transmissible, then if it can enter in any country, then the problem there is it will really cause a spike of cases. And when you have more cases, then chances are those that are not vaccinated, no? Ito talaga yung unang maapektuhan in terms of getting the more severe form of the infection.
And very important, regarding genome sequencing, are we able to detect this Omicron?
Yes, I think so, no? Because more or less the same procedure that we did with the Delta and the other variants of concern. No? Kailangan lang siguro na for everyone to be having this, halimbawa yung mga returning travelers, they should be tested and they should be monitored kasi ang una nating tititingnan ngayon, this will be coming from persons who are abroad at babalik sa Pilipinas. No? Ito yung mga priority population na we have to monitor.
Which is good because according to Secretary Galvez kanina, they will have a meeting regarding this. But what I want to find out from you is at least yung mga pumasok na ngayon or papasok na ngayon, do you feel that kailangan na ng longer monitoring or quarantine period? Because as we know, we've relaxed on this. Even if ano ha, sir?
Yeah, I think
go ahead, Dr.
They have to review that, no? Especially for those coming from countries na kagaya ng Hong Kong where this is already reported. So there should be proper coordination and of course quarantine is really important.
So siguro for those countries, Doc Solante, kailangan habaan ulit yung quarantine, ano? Katulad ng pinatupad dati, parang 10 days testing on the 7th day.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
All right. So, Dr. Rontgene Solante, sir, we will continue to speak to you to get more information on this, no, as the days or the weeks pass by. So in the meantime, we'd like to thank you for your time.
Thank you, P, and stay safe.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.